I'm Naomi Wisby. A recreational fisher and diver from southern Tasmania. I was first introduced to life on the water at 6 weeks of age and have been loving it ever since. My father was a commercial fisherman, so we've always been surrounded by boats. Even from a little girl, I would always be ready with my hand line. Nowadays, I guess it would be hard to choose between whether I love being on the water or below the water. First got into diving probably only about 5 years ago, and that's become a whole new obsession. It's a completely different world underwater. There's just so much life down there, from the seaweed to the coral to, the crabs. My most memorable trip would have to be the first time I caught my first real big fish. It was right out here in Storm Bay, actually. And I, at the time, was actually sunbaking and having a nap up on the roof. And as I sat up and looked over the edge of the boat, there was this mako swimming right beside us. So it took the bait, there was line peeling off the reel. My hands and knees were shaking as I was trying to get the harness on. Oh my God! A mako, what we love them for is that they come out of the water, they flip, they put on a really good aerial show. And I remember that day very well because we were actually late to a work Christmas dinner because I'd been fighting this fish for an hour and a half. And we landed it, and it was 130 kilos and 2.5 metres long.
Naomi's grown in the sport pretty quick. She's a bit of a natural, I guess you could say.
Fishing and angling, whether it's a sport, hobby or job, is considered a masculine activity, but I definitely feel that is changing. There's a lot of females of all ages popping up on social media now, and that's really great to see. When I grew up, I didn't really have any female fishing role models. Now that I have 2 nieces and lots of friends with daughters, it's really great to be able to show them that they can do this too. My biggest catch actually earned me a wedding proposal. So my partner and I, Brody, we'd been together 16 years at the time. We'd met back in high school, and he was the first out of the 2 of us to catch one of these fish. And he put the idea to me that if I can land one of these elusive swordfish, he would propose. Now, I'm pretty sure he thought he was going to buy himself, a couple of years, if not more. But it was my second trip out, and we could see it pop to the surface, and there was this electric purple and silver monster of a fish. The fish weighed 205 kilos, which is 12 kilos heavier than Brody's. So that gives me bragging rights, and I also bet him at his own game.
I'm not sure who caught the biggest fish, to be honest. We don't think about that sort of stuff. We don't talk about it.
We went ring shopping the next weekend. It's not just the catching that I love. We live in this beautiful part of the world, and we're so lucky. Even on a bad day's fishing, you might have whales, dolphins, we've seen sunfish, free jumping makos, wandering albatross. Every day is going to be different, and you never know what you might catch or what you might see.